So how do you think transatlantic relations will change if Barack Obama is elected the next president?
We can have a new chance, like to start from scratch, because he's new and he's open. He shows this because he's in Berlin right now, so he might be open for a new kind of state of American-German relationship.
So how do you think relations between Europe and the United States will change if Barack Obama is elected the next president?
If Obama is elected as President of the United States, I think the transatlantic relations will be very great.
Do you think an Afro-German could become the Chancellor of Germany? Do you think this would be possible in Germany?
I think this would be possible maybe in the next 20 or 30 years. I would never say nothing is impossible. My son, I have a son whose mother is also a German, could become also someday a senator in Bundestag, or maybe a German chancellor someday. So that may be possible. Nobody had thought Barack Obama would become the presidential candidate in America 20 years back.
Hi, I'm Jan Kalmorgen. I'm the publisher of AtlanticCommunity.org, and I'm very happy to be able to speak on our new technology here.
So you've just seen the speech of Senator Obama in Berlin at the Siegessäule. What conclusions do you draw from his speech?
I think the speech was pretty broad, touched on the big international security issues, was very inclusive. He made a strong statement that America has made some mistakes too, and has spoken to the people of Berlin, but not only to the people of Berlin obviously, but to the people of the world. And fascinating rhetoric. One has to see what comes after that in terms of details, where we need to cooperate together, and where the Americans also can give a little bit, like if you talk about climate change. But I think the most interesting aspect is that the German people really want to love America again, and Obama gives them a great reason to love America again.
So you think a lot of the trust that has been in the last few years eroded in Europe, the trust in America has been restored by Obama?
Well, it's too early to tell that the problems of the last 8 years, let's say, have been taken away just by one speech. However, I believe that Germans really want to, or the Europeans and Germans particularly, really want to work with America. And if you have an open mind on the other side, it's probably much more helpful to have a more unilateral America.
Do you think Senator John McCain would have drawn a similar turnout if he were to give a speech in Berlin?
Probably not, because he's not a political rock star. He would have there would have been a certain turnout, and he would be probably more specific on foreign policy issues because that's his expertise. However, you have to admit that, or you have to recognize that Senator McCain is much more known in Germany, particularly among the foreign policy experts, and very, very well respected.
Right.
What was your general impression?
I think it was very, very nice. I think he has a great rhetoric, and yeah, it was a good atmosphere. I liked it.
So this area between the Siegessäule and the Brandenburg Gate is usually where the love parade is held.
Yes.
Do you think tonight was a Barack Obama love parade?
Yeah, it can be. I think the people were very crazy about him. Many people were shouting, and yeah, could be. I think they loved him.
So do you think this love for Obama will be the same after 4 years of an Obama presidency? Or do you think there will be some upsets between Europe and America in that time?
I think there will always be some upsets, like if there is a new president, because he will definitely make some things that we don't like, but I hope it will be generally better than towards Bush, and I guess so, that it will.
I really wanted to experience his speech with a lot of people because I knew I could have watched it on YouTube later on, but to be here was really a singular event, and to have so many people so happy to see a candidate, you know, a presidential candidate. It's not even the president of the United States, and no one is certain that he will become president of the United States, but that all of these people would come down. Go Obama! Just driven by hope was amazing.
Do you think Obama will have the same kind of reception in 4 years?
You mean if Obama gets elected or if Obama's running again?
Let's assume he gets elected and he's president, and he is faced with the tough challenges, and he's not in a position anymore to give nice, visionary, hopeful speeches, but actually have to do hard, tough politics. Will Germans still be so much in love with Obama?
Well, I don't think that Obama can please everybody when he's in office, and so I think naturally the reception will be a little bit different. I mean, right now there's this surge of hope that's driving everyone who's coming here, because I think a lot of people think that things couldn't be much worse. They couldn't get much worse than they are now. And there were promises that Obama made in his speech, such as advocating no nuclear arms anywhere in the world, which I don't think it's possible for him to follow through on as President of the United States. So I think he's bound to disappoint a few people.
Do you think this speech here in Berlin will help Obama win votes in the US?
I think that anything Obama does in front of a camera with a teleprompter helps him to win votes in the U.S., frankly.
Okay.
It was not as impressive as his Martin Luther King Jr. Day speech, but he's a superstar.
Where are you from?
From Jordan.
Okay. What were your impressions of Barack Obama's speech tonight?
Okay, it's a regular speech of an American president or a potential American president. The same old speech as a point of view of Jordanian, because we are in the center of all wars in the world. We are there: Iraq, Israel, Palestinian issue, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, and Syria, and in the region there's Iran. So he kept saying the same old word we used to hear from George Bush and Clinton and the president before that, Bush Sr. So it's all the same.
What was your general impression of his speech?
Well, it's a completely different rhetorics than what we're hearing today and what we've been hearing for the last 8 years. So it's great. I mean, I hope he's going to make it in autumn.
Do you have any specific hopes for Obama if he's elected president?
That's a pretty difficult task. I mean, the question is in terms of the international stage, what really can he change? And I think the changes that can be done are only in terms of very, very small ones. And now it's, we'll have to wait and see what the situation will be at the end of this year, talking about the different fields in Iraq and Afghanistan. And then we'll have to see how he decides and what can be done differently from the current government. It's difficult to say at this stage, I think.
Come on, but you should be more optimistic, I think. After what I said, after what I heard, I think it's going to be really okay. I mean, it's not going to be a miracle. Sure, it's difficult. It takes steps, but that's the right attitude.
My name is Helmut Metzner from the Berlin FDP, Free Democratic Party, German Liberal Party.
Who do you think will win the 2008 presidential election in America?
So, well, I'm not very good in prophecy, but it's quite likely to happen that the concrete opposite of what all German newspapers write will going to be. I'm not quite sure, but I think at the moment McCain is in the favorite.
How do you expect transatlantic relations to change if Obama is elected the next president?
I think the traditional very good relationships between Germany and the United States will improve if this is necessary at all. And but I think the relationship perhaps might be more relaxed than in these days.
If Obama, for example, requested Germany to send more troops to the southern part of Afghanistan, do you think relations would continue to be relaxed?
I think the relation will continue to be relaxed, but the supporters of Obama in Germany will change. Yes, nowadays perhaps left-wing Germans are supporters of Obama, and then other parts of German society will support American politics.
My name is Christopher Paun. I'm a student of political science. I'm a doctoral student at the University of Bremen. And I'm wearing this t-shirt about FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which is about civil liberties not only for Americans but also for people living abroad, because it's about transnational communications or communications between an American and a foreigner or among foreigners. And actually I had high hopes concerning this bill and how Obama would act, because he said he's so much against it he would even filibuster it and not only vote against it. And now he voted for it, and I think it affects the civil liberties not only of Americans but also of Germans, and so this is why I'm protesting. But now he's moving to the center, and honestly I think it's difficult to say what actually his position is if he's